Hi guys, how's it going? My name's Cameron and this is my channel. Finally got back home from FYA, real fun weekend. I really didn't know what to expect going into a new spot, but it was a lot of fun. It was super, sorry, you wanted to join. Yeah, super fun weekend. I feel like I got to hang out a lot more than I did last year. The layout made it a lot easier to kind of get back and forth. Last year was at the Orpheum, so there was a lot more space as far as being on the balcony. I feel like as much as that had its advantages, it definitely disconnected me a lot from like the bands and from my friends. I feel like I was like in my own little world, just being up, tucked away in a corner with all my gear, and like I focused way too much on like charging stuff, trying to get edits out real time, trying to back things up as I was going. I wish I had brought out the 360 cam this year. I feel like that would have been cool for certain people. I feel like next year if we have it at the Cuban Club again, it's definitely gonna be a lot easier to tackle. I'd say the only disadvantage was the stage was super small. I feel like at one point I was just absolutely surrounded by photographers and flashes. They are all great, friendly, awesome people. It does get super overwhelming when you feel like everybody is like fighting to be in this like little gap of a space that is available on stage, and I hate the idea of being in the way, whether that's for photographers or for the bands. I feel like my rig is pretty big, it's pretty obnoxious. But yeah, I'd say other than that, I feel like it was a little harder to do multicams just having a much smaller stage. Fester is being super needy right now. I've been trying to film this for like half an hour and this little booger just keeps climbing in my lap. Can't be mad, but makes things a little difficult. Alright, put you on the couch. I got to see a lot of friends. I tried to make it a point to take photos of everybody. I kept the contacts on me pretty much the whole time I was actually shooting, so that I could hopefully get photos live, but also so I could kind of catch some of my friends as they were hanging around. I shot about 4 rolls. I think one was just a play around roll, but I'll show some of the photos. I don't know what it is right now. I've been loving the frame lines of the Fuji. Also, shout out to whoever got me sick. I know a lot of people are dealing with that right now. I'm feeling a lot better than I did the last 2 days, but it's made editing a little more difficult. I know I said I was not gonna put the videos out as fast as I did last year. I'm just excited. I mean, it's just hard not to be. If I can get them out, I will. I ended up having a job that I thought I was gonna have to deal with in the next couple of days, and that fell through. And so now I'm just gonna try to pump them out. I wanna say a little less than half done right now. Like, I know there are sometimes bands that maybe are requested a little bit more, but I'm trying to keep it fair. I don't really have any type of voting system. I don't really have any type of like request line. I know some people comment on my YouTube asking for certain sets. It's honestly a very random process. There's no real favoritism to anybody. I loved watching practically every band that went on stage. I feel like Bob's really good at being able to bring in bands that are just really fun to watch live. I tried to record some of the process. It was really hard to try to actually like keep up with that between memory cards filling up and batteries dying, but it just seemed like I couldn't keep up as far as day one went with having batteries and having power, and same with the GoPro, just having memory cards available to keep that thing going, and the batteries on that just seemed to just die rapidly. I wish I could have used it a little bit more. I ended up using it for Code Orange, 3D Deep, and a few others, and like the perspective is cool, the ultra wide is cool, and I will say the picture is a lot better than I expected, but it just did not seem to want to hold a charge as well. Day 2 was a lot better. I don't know what it was. We had plenty of batteries, plenty of space, and there was no real snags. I didn't really think about bringing out the Mark III until day 2. I had it just sitting in my bag, and I had the angle planned out, and I tucked away my tripod and never really thought back to it just because I was too focused on everything else that was happening. So I do wish I had gotten the angles that I had gotten on day 2 from the Mark III, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. Right now it's easy to pump out some of these sets because I did a lot of single cam stuff. Some of the multicams are fun, but they're a lot of work. I'll show a little bit of like what goes into it. Like, I know it's easy to kind of look at some of these videos, and like I've had a bunch of people ask how quick I get these out. I don't know what it is, but I just don't really mind monotonous work. And a lot of it is real tedious. Everything starts basically at creating an intro, then going and recreating somebody's logo so that it can start with that, and then going in and editing in the actual set if it's a multicam. And that's literally just lining everything up, synchronizing all the sound. I've had a handful of times right now where it's a little annoying. There's a way with Premiere that you can just click and hit synchronize, and it's as easy as clicking a button, and sometimes it just lines right up for you. And then there's sometimes where it just will not catch. It just, I don't know what it is, just won't sync up. Like the way I do it, I'm sure other people do it differently, but I just look for usually either snare or cymbal hits. Like usually at the intro, everybody kind of has that like real big buildup, and I'll just wait for just a real hard single solitary sound that I can match to the second, and then link up everything and line it all up to that. And then after that, you just put it all together, do the same thing with all the other angles. I've made a preset for all my actual visual stuff. I use Film Convert when I actually grade all my film. It's nice, it makes it a lot easier. It replicates like the film aesthetic. It's really good at replicating grain. I'm not really worried about it looking grainy, but it is nice because like as far as manipulating my colors and actually like color correcting, it's been like a really easy tool. But I made a preset for everybody so it all looks pretty uniform. But as far as shooting, we had me tucked in a little corner, side stage. I had my friend David Burns. He was up on a railing to the, I guess, stage right. He was just basically hanging off the balcony getting bombarded by people. And then I had the GoPro either mounted on the drums, or towards the end of the night I actually mounted it up on the speaker handle just because I have a clamp mount. Yeah, I pretty much thought of that like right at the end of the night. The angle is really cool. I wish I had utilized that a little bit more, but I guess again, just focus on things for next year. Sounds like my neighbor's doing something weird. Lester, it's okay. Yeah, and then sound, I ended up setting up the recorder. I wasn't able to get inboard sound again. Just not in the cards for me right now with these festivals. The mix live was actually really good, so it does sound a lot better than the last festivals. I would definitely love to improve sound and figure out a way to record that myself. It's hard relying on other people to do that, especially when they have things that they have to handle. Definitely have plans for next year, have people that offer to help. I would love to make these videos look better and better. Like, I know I'm getting busier, but it's nice to just have something that's a little bit more personal. This is kind of where I came from, so it's nice to just kind of get back to that. Thank you so much to Bob for letting me kind of have free reign, and thank you so much to everybody else who like made this year really great. And like, there were so many people that were involved that just made this year so smooth. I'll try to get the rest of these videos out as soon as I can. I'm taking a little break. I have one rendering right now, and then yeah, I'll keep everybody up to date. I appreciate everybody that's recently followed me. Sonny gave me a shout out, and that was a huge boost to basically my YouTube and everything. I know this is hardcore. I posted a few of my things on Twitter. That was really cool. I'm now trying to get more used to actually using Twitter. I've never really utilized that platform. I'm actually really disappointed right now with Instagram and Facebook and the way they're kind of running that. It's just a really weird space right now, and for all the things that I enjoyed about it, I feel like they're being slowly stripped away. Luckily, like, YouTube has been like my main source where I've advertised and post on my stuff, and they've been pretty consistent. Much love to everybody who's recently followed me. If you want to keep up with my stuff, everything's tagged my name, Cameron Nunez, and I'll have that at the link below. I guess if you enjoy the content, if you want to keep up with more, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.